I'm just putting a piece of ply in the middle of the floor here because it's easier to scribe when you've got a hard edge, and also it means there won't be any joins in the bit where the floor is actually used. And I'm using a bit that drills the pilot hole and countersinks at the same time. It saves a lot of time and it's a lot neater as well. Fortunately, the subfloor is made of pieces of cardboard, so I'm getting a good fixing in here. I'm not over tightening these because I don't want the threads to strip. With the floor down, I now have to scribe some little pieces of plywood to come into the sides here, but before I do that, this plastic's on the side of the van because there's bunks coming in here in a big U shape, and the backs of the bunks reach up to the underside of the windows, so all of this plastic is in the way, and fortunately it's quite easy to remove. It's just, if I show you how these come off, they are just little popper fixings. So if you're a bit gentle with them, then they pop out quite nicely. And if I take them out nice and carefully, then it is possible that the client may be able to sell these on as replacements for somebody who runs these kind of vans commercially. They're actually, when they were assembled, they were actually put together with a little bit of, there's not a screwdriver, a little bit of silicone or mastic just to stop any rattles. So you have to just, that's it, be a little gentle with them. And you can see underneath the body is absolutely minted. But it means without these cup holders that I can get the back of the bunk, well, the back of the seat right up against here and insulate in between the two skins, so I can get in behind here and put insulation in. The bunk is coming up to about this height, and then the back of the seat comes up to here and returns into this. I notice there's an edge here, so I might well get some extruded rubber and put that along the top. I'm not quite sure how I'll interface with that yet. So yes, it's just the plastics to come off now. And in fact, I think out of all of the plastic that is in this vehicle, pretty much the only bit that I'll be keeping is the roof here, because that has lights in it already, and it has some nice air vents. Up around in this area is where the shower's going to go. I've just measured, and the bunk, annoyingly, the bunks come out 6 foot about in the middle of the window here, so at the top it'll be round about here, and all of this will be inside a shower. And as you can see, there's a kind of flock finish to it, which would be awful inside a shower, so this panel will have to come out, some of it anyway. I'll probably cut it and interface it with the ply here, but yeah, so everything else will be wood. That's all the plastic off on this side, and it's absolutely rust free behind there. It's really like a new motor, so I'm really pleased about that. It also shows that it would be extremely difficult to insulate that space, so this insulation will go over the face of that, just behind the backs of the cupboards underneath the bunks. And I've taken some of the plastic off this side, and discovered that in this corner what we have here is an auxiliary air condition unit. So when the air conditioning is on, it blows cold air that it takes from the cabin up through this duct and out through these high level vents here, which is a complication that I could have done without, but it's not the end of the world. So the next thing to do now is just to scribe in some bits of plywood that those will be under the bunks. Basically, that'll be the floor of the cupboard under the bunk, and put them down, and we can start making the bunks probably on Monday morning, I would have said.